from Harry. It started their operations on the 1st of June, 2022. Indonesia. Main article, Hyundai Motor Manufacturing Indonesia. In November 2019, Hyundai announced that it is building the first wholly owned Southeast Asian car plant located in Indonesia. Known as Hyundai Motor Manufacturing Indonesia, HMMI, it is built in Cikarang, Bekasi and will fully operate in the second half of 2021 with the annual capacity of 150,000 vehicles. Half of the output would be exported to the neighboring countries in Southeast Asia. A total of $1.55 billion, Rp 21.7 trillion, would be invested to the plant along with the future product developments until 2030. HMMI would produce a region-specific compact MPV among other models. Vietnam. In Vietnam, Hyundai operates as a joint venture with Phan Can Group, establishing Hyundai Phan Can Vietnam, HTV. According to the data of the Vietnam Association of Automobile Manufacturers, VAMA, Hyundai was the best-selling car brand in Vietnam in 2023 with 67,450 vehicles sold, followed by Toyota with 57,414 vehicles, and Kia with 40,773 vehicles. Turkey. Main article, Hyundai Hasan Automotive. In September 1997, Hyundai opened a manufacturing plant in Turkey, located in Smit, Kocaeli Province. The facility, named Hyundai Hasan Automotive, was built as a 50-50% joint venture between the Hyundai Motor Company and the Kibar Holding of Turkey, the first stage investment raising to $180 million. It currently has an annual production capacity of 125,000 units and it manufactured the Accent, the H100, the Sterex, the Matrix and since 2010, the i20. In May 2013, Hyundai Turkey Izmit plant capacity was increased to up to 200,000 units with €470 million investment. The i10 and i20 were started to be produced in the plant. Malaysia. In November 2024, it was reported that Hyundai Motor will be investing RM2.16 billion to set up a manufacturing plant in Kulim, Kedah. It is the largest investment by the South Korean automakers in the country to date. The plant is anticipated to produce 7 models within the space of 5 years and is scheduled to open for business in 2025. Europe. See also, Hyundai Motor Europe. Germany. Hyundai has been operating an R&D center in Frankfurt, Germany since 1994. That has been responsible for monitoring technology developments in Europe and designing and engineering new cars for the European market. In September 2003, the company opened its new European headquarters in Russelsheim, after an investment worth €50 million. The site became the new location for the R&D center and for the World Rally team of the company. Czech Republic. Main article, Hyundai Motor Manufacturing Czech. In November 2008, Hyundai opened its European plant in Novice, Czech Republic, following an investment of over €1 billion and over 2 years of construction. The plant, which mainly manufactures the i30, 920, 935 for the European market, has an annual capacity of 300,000 cars. The new Hyundai plant is 90 kilometers north of Kia Motors' Ilina plant in Slovakia. Russia. Main article, Hyundai Motor Manufacturing RUs. In Russia, the production of the Hyundai Accent, Sonata, Elantra and Santa Fe models has been taking place at the TAG AZ plant, located in Taganrog, since 2001, in the form of complete knockdown kits assembly. Since 2006, the factory has also been assembling the Hyundai Porter, County, Aerotown and the HD 500 commercial vehicles. In June 2008, Hyundai started the construction of a new manufacturing plant in St. Petersburg with a planned yearly capacity of 100,000 cars, that will eventually be increased to 200,000 units. It started mass production in January 2011, with two models, the Hyundai Solaris and the Kia Rio. In September 2021, Hyundai Wire Division opened a car engine manufacturing plant in St. Petersburg, the biggest in Russia and the fifth in the world. The new plant is designed to produce about 330.000 engines for Hyundai Solaris and Creta as well as for Kia Rio by the end of the year 2021. The construction of the plant began in December 2019. In 2022, the company's revenue amounted to 112 billion rubles. In January 2024, Hyundai sold its two plants in Russia, enabling the company to exit the Russian market at a cost of $214.7 million. Africa. This section does not cite any sources. Please help improve this section by adding citations to reliable sources. Unsourced material may be challenged and removed. December 2020, learn how and when to remove this message. Southern Africa. In Botswana, the assembly of Hyundai Accent, Sonata, and Elantra models was undertaken by the Motor Company of Botswana at their Gaborone plant, since February 1993, in the form of complete knockdown kits. Almost all of the finished vehicles were exported across Botswana's border to South Africa, where the vast majority of dealerships are situated. Egypt. Hyundai cars are also manufactured in Egypt. The local manufacturer is the Gaba Group, which is located in Cairo. They have a big model range and offers sports models of some car models which are only offered on the Egypt market. Formerly, the company had assembled vehicles such as the Verna. Product line. Further information, list of Hyundai vehicles. Hyundai produces sedans, hatchbacks, crossover SUVs, vans, pickups, heavy trucks and buses in numerous plants worldwide. Cars. Its top-selling sedan, according to the company's sales data in 2021, was the Elantra, Avanti in South Korea, which recorded 380,907 units. This model was produced in several plants, including in South Korea, United States, China, among others. Another popular sedan model is the Accent/Verna, which is popular in emerging markets including China, India, Middle East, as well as developed markets like North America. This model ceased to be produced in South Korea in 2019, as its production base were moved to Mexico and India. Other sedan models are the midsize Sonata, Executive Grandeur, and several China-oriented models which consist of Reina, Celesta, Lafesta, and Mistra. Some hatchback models developed by Hyundai have been divided into models developed to cater to the Indian market and the European market. Both the i10 and i20 are models built in India and Europe, with several changes between the Indian and European versions to ensure the model could fit according to each market. Other hatchback models include the entry-level Suntro, first introduced in 1998 for the Indian market, i30 segment car for developed markets, the HB20 for the Brazilian market, and the hatchback version of Accent for markets outside India and Europe. Crossovers /SUVs. Hyundai entered the crossover SUV market early with the Santa Fe in 2000, followed by the smaller Tucson in 2004. The Santa Fe was a huge hit with American and European markets, despite receiving criticism in the past for Hyundai's obscure looks. It quickly became Hyundai's bestseller and was one of the reasons Hyundai survived despite having their sales declined. As of 2020, Hyundai has sold more than 5,260,000 units of Santa Fe globally. The first-generation Tucson shared its Elantra-based platform with the Kia Sportage. In most countries apart from South Korea and the United States, the Tucson was retired for the Hyundai 935 from 2009 to 2015. However, the Tucson name was restored for the third generation, where it was to be used across all markets. It was unveiled at the Geneva Motor Show in 2015. The Tucson is the fourth best-selling SUV in the world in 2020, with a total sales of 451,703 units, below the Toyota RAV4, Honda CR-V, and Volkswagen Tiguan. By mid-2010s, Hyundai moved into developing smaller crossover SUV models, starting from the Creta 925 in China from 2014, and the Kona in 2017. The Kona is also consisted of a hybrid electric and a pure battery electric variant. By 2019, both models became the third and fourth best-selling vehicle of the brand, while the Creta has been the best-selling SUV in Russia since 2016, and India in 2020. In 2021, Hyundai released its first crossover SUV model in the South Korean light car segment, the Casper. It is the first venture of the brand in the segment in 15 years, and also the smallest automobile the brand produces of any kind. Currently, Hyundai produces 12 crossover SUV models for different markets. Hybrid and electric vehicles. See also, Hyundai eGMP and Ioniq. This article needs to be updated. The reason given is, this section did not include newer hybrid models. Please help update this section to reflect recent events or newly available information. November 2020. Hyundai Motor Company began developing flexible fuel vehicles, FFVs, in 1988. The test vehicle was 1991 MyScoop FFV. Since March 1992, in Seoul, Korea, through at least November 1993, field trials of several FFVs had been performed over more than 30,000 miles. The new hybrid electric FGV1 was unveiled at the Seoul Motor Show in 1995, which featured full-time electric drive technology. The 1995 FGV1 was the result of Hyundai's first experiments with hybrid propulsion systems in 1994. The FGV2 was the second vehicle to be produced. The company is using the parallel type design, which utilizes either the internal combustion engine or the electric motor. Others are the Elantra HEV and the Hyundai Accent HEV, which were unveiled in 1999 and 2000, respectively. The first pure electric car developed by Hyundai was the Sonata electric vehicle in 1991. The car started as a Sonata sedan-based model. Hyundai planned to have 6 electric vehicles available for testing by the end of 1992. Hyundai began mass-producing hybrid electric vehicles in 2008. The company is using hybrid blue drive, which includes lithium polymer batteries, as opposed to lithium-ion. The new hybrid Sonata made its debut at the Los Angeles International Auto Show in November 2008. The 2011 Sonata hybrid sales in the US began in February 2011. In 2009, Hyundai released the Avanti LPI hybrid in the South Korean domestic market in July. Hyundai showcased also the Hyundai Bluon, an electric prototype of i10, was first unveiled at the Frankfurt Motor Show in 2009. At the 2010 Geneva Motor Show, Hyundai unveiled the iFlow, a concept car using a variant of the Blue Wheel hybrid system. As of March 2014, cumulative global sales of hybrid models totaled 200,000 units, including both Hyundai Motors and Kia Motors hybrid models. In 2016, Hyundai revealed the Ioniq 5-door liftback to rival the Toyota Prius. The nameplate Ioniq is a portmanteau of Ion and Unique. It is the first automobile to be offered in hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and all-electric variants with no standard internal combustion engine-only version. The hybrid variant launched in its home market in February 2016. Followed by the electric model in July 2016. The plug-in hybrid version followed in February 2017. In August 2020, the company announced the launch of Ioniq as its own new electric brand and confirmed 3 new electric cars that will be sold under the sub-brand. Ioniq is Hyundai's second standalone brand after the Genesis. The new brand is going to utilize Hyundai's electric global modular platform, EGMP, which they claims will enable fast charging capability and plentiful driving range. The automaker said the first of the 3 new global models will be the Ioniq 5, a mid-size crossover, arriving in early 2021. It will be followed by the Ioniq 6 sedan in late 2022, and then by the Ioniq 7, a large SUV, in early 2024. New models will be named numerically, with even numbers for sedans, and odd numbers for SUVs. In December 2020, Hyundai Motor Group announced details about its EGMP platform that will be the underpinning of new Hyundai and Kia electric vehicles starting in 2021. Apart from Hyundai, Ioniq, and Kia brands, it will also be used for future Genesis electric cars. The platform's main components is a battery pack under the cabin and an all-in-one motor, transmission, and inverter designed and developed by Hyundai. By bundling the components, Hyundai said, it raised the maximum speed of the motor by up to 70% compared to existing motors, despite its small size. The company claimed that it is capable to handle power output up to 600 HP, 608 PS, 447 kilowatts, from the system. In February 2020, Hyundai launched its first vehicle built above the EGMP platform, the Ioniq 5. It is the first product to be marketed under the Ioniq sub-brand. At its introduction, it is the most advanced electric vehicle produced by Hyundai. Its battery can be charged from 10 to 80% in 18 minutes with its 800V charging capabilities by using a 350 kilowatt charger. A 5 minutes charge will add 100 kilometers, 62 mi, to its range by WLTP standards. Its claimed maximum range is 480 kilometers, 298 mi, for the rear-wheel drive 72.6 kWh variant. In July 2022, Hyundai announced its new automotive factory in South Korea, solely dedicated for electric vehicles and with production set to begin in 2025. It will be the first Hyundai plant to open in South Korea since 1996. Hyundai is currently expanding its full electric lineup by adding the Ioniq 6 to its lineup. which debuted in Europe in the second half of 2022, and in the United States in spring of 2023. Hyundai is also expanding its full electric lineup with the IONIQ 7, which is projected to hit the market in 2024. Hydrogen vehicles. In March 2018, Hyundai launched a hydrogen-powered crossover SUV, the Neko. In October 2020, South Korean domestic sales of the Neko exceeded 10,000 vehicles. As of July 2020, Hyundai had exported only 769 vehicles to the United States and Europe, with supply limited due to domestic demand. In 2020, Hyundai launched a hydrogen-powered version of its Xiant truck, the Xiant fuel cell, delivering 7 vehicles to customers in Switzerland. The Xiant fuel cell is the world's first production hydrogen fuel cell truck. In 2019, Hyundai formed Hyundai Hydrogen Mobility, HHM, together with Swiss company H2 Energy to lease trucks to Swiss customers, with plans to deliver 50 trucks by 2020. Hyundai chose to launch in Switzerland as its road tax does not apply to zero-emission trucks and for its ability to produce hydrogen using hydropower. HHM formed a partnership with Hydrospider, a joint venture of H2 Energy, Alpic and Linde, to produce hydrogen and to build hydrogen refueling infrastructure in Switzerland. The 34-ton Xiant fuel cell has a 190 kW fuel cell supported by a 73 kW battery pack that stores energy from the fuel cell and from braking, 7 hydrogen tanks, a maximum speed of 85 km per hour, 53 miles per hour, a driving range of about 400 km, 250 mi, and a refueling time of between 8 and 20 minutes. In 2020, Hyundai launched a hydrogen-powered version of its Elexcity bus, the Elexcity FSEV, that has a capacity of 44 passengers with 24 seats and 20 standing seats. The bus has a 180 kW fuel cell supported by a 156 kW battery pack, 5 hydrogen tanks, a driving range of 434 km, 270 mi, and a refueling time of 15 minutes. In 2020, Hyundai exported 2 buses to Saudi Arabian oil company Saudi Aramco for demonstration. In December 2021, Hyundai suspended development of its Genesis, and possibly its other, hydrogen cars. Light commercial vehicles. This section needs expansion. You can help by making an edit request. February 2021. Hyundai Motor started production of the H350 van, also called Salati, in Turkey from 2015. Trucks and buses. This section needs expansion. You can help by making an edit request. February 2021. Under the truck and bus division, Hyundai produces several heavy trucks and buses. The company started selling trucks in 1969 with the D750/800, followed by the R182 as their first bus in 1970. A joint venture called the Daimler Hyundai Truck Corporation was established between Hyundai and Daimler AG in 2000 to produce high-tech middle-range trucks and buses in the Korean market beginning in 2004. However, after numerous delays and disputes, the planned venture was cancelled in 2004, with Daimler Chrysler selling its 10.65% stake in Hyundai Motor. Partnerships. In 2000, the company established a strategic alliance with Daimler Chrysler and severed its partnership with the Hyundai Group. In 2001, the Daimler Hyundai Truck Corporation was formed. In 2004, however, Daimler Chrysler divested its interest in the company by selling its 10.5% stake for $900 million. In February 2021, CNBC reported that Apple and Hyundai Kia were close to finalizing a deal to build an autonomous Apple car. The vehicle was said to be completely designed by Apple and would be built in Hyundai or Kia plants. It could potentially have gone into production in 2024. However, Hyundai announced shortly after that it was no longer in talks with Apple. Heavy industries. Hyundai Rotem is a subsidiary for manufacturing rolling stock, military equipment, and plant engineering. Motorsport. For the 2002 season, Hyundai hired the four-time world champion Juha Kankkunen, along with Freddie Loy and Armin Schwartz. Kankkunen's fifth place in New Zealand was the team's best result, but they managed to edge out Koda and Mitsubishi by 1 point in the battle for fourth place in the Manufacturers' World Championship. In September 2003, after a season hampered by budget constraints, Hyundai announced withdrawal from the WRC and planned to return in 2006, which did not happen. In 2006, following the announcement that Korea was scheduled to earn a Formula One Grand Prix, Hyundai planned to enter the sport. The Korean Grand Prix was first held in 2010, but Hyundai have not entered the championship. Hyundai announced they would be revealing their future rally plans at the 2011 Chicago Auto Show, on the 9th of February. The current plans for rallying are focused around the newest Hyundai release, the Veloster. Hyundai i20 WRC. The Hyundai i20 WRC is a world rally car built by Hyundai for use in the 2014 World Rally Championship. It is based on the Hyundai i20 subcompact car, and was unveiled at the 2012 Paris Motor Show. The launch of the i20 marks Hyundai's return to the World Rally Championship after a 10-year absence. The car is scheduled to make its first competitive appearance at the 2014 Rally Monte Carlo, but may compete during the 2013 season to aid development. The car will be operated by Hyundai's performance division, Hyundai Motorsport, from a base in Frankfurt, Germany. Marketing. Corporate social responsibility. In 2008, Hyundai Motors established a committee to oversee its corporate social responsibility program. Among the program's initiatives have been the Happy Move Global Youth Volunteers Program. The Hyundai Motors India Foundation, MIF, has invested more than 20 million rupees in various corporate social responsibility programs in India. In 2011, it started the Go Green Village Adoption Project in Tamil Nadu. Its aim was to promote environmentally friendly products, increase the forest cover in Tamil Nadu, and improve living and hygiene conditions in the region's villages. A number of schools have been adopted for improvement, with the MIF donating around 450 benches to government schools and drilling 10 bore wells. In 2020, Hyundai Motors signed a contract with UN Development Programme and launched a campaign for tomorrow in 2021 to create and realize a solution for problems that global society faces. In 2022, the documentary film For Tomorrow was released, which contains the main story of the For Tomorrow project. Sports sponsorship. 1 BCCI. 2 Gianbuk Hyundai Motors FC. 3 FIFA, since 1999, except the FIFA Club World Cup. 4 International Cricket Council. 5 UEFA, from 2000 to 2017. 6 Cricket World Cup, until 2015. 7 Korea Football Association. 8 A-League. 9 Inside the NBA. 10 National Football League, 11 Sun Bowl, 12 Hyundai Tournament of Champions, 13 Olympique Lyonnais, from 2013 to 2020, 14 PFC CSKA Moscow, 15 Millonarios Football Club, 16 Club Universitario de Deportes, 17 Tampines Rovers FC, 18 Alphatel SC, 19 Mauricus Swallows FC, 20 Mandurah City FC, 21 Park United FC, 22 Carlton Football Club, 23 Brisbane Lions, 24 Brisbane Broncos, 25